Namaste, beautiful friends. This is Elle with Sacred Union Spiritual Wellness, a channel dedicated to uplifting and enhancing your spiritual well-being. I am Elle. I am an intuitive card reader, and my goal is to provide you daily videos every day but Saturday for reviewing the pertinent features of the astrology and the energies you may be experiencing, and then we move on to a tarot reading so we can get some details on how these energies may play out for you. So let's talk about the astrology of today. Today is March 13th. We are in the energy of that full moon lunar eclipse in Virgo, which happens either tonight or tomorrow morning, depending on where you are on the planet. So powerful energies. I feel an energy of drawing you in. There's something drawing you into something, so be aware of that. And that's just a really pervasive energy right now. But for the astrology, the Virgo moon is squaring Jupiter in Gemini. Now, squares are oppositions that make things a little difficult, so you may feel some limits today. Jupiter is a sign of expansion, but when it's squaring the moon, your emotions may be somewhat muted, limited. You may feel this, there's a blockage somewhere. And although you feel like you want to move forward with a solution and you have this rush of energy and optimism, and then it feels like, there's a thud when you are unable to move forward. And that's going to be a little frustrating. Also, the moon is opposing Saturn in Pisces. So basically, you have the need to make things better, and you want to find these solutions, and you may get that great inspiration where you're like, aha, I have the solution to this, and you have this urge to make things better. But then again, you may experience some limits, and those limits are going to make your frustration level rise, but it's okay. Once we go through this full moon lunar eclipse, I feel like we're going to have this big whoosh of energy as we are releasing things and things open up a little bit more. Let's see. Yeah, the last thing I want to mention, this is a energy of self-reliance and self-sufficiency. So, just kind of handle things on your own. Yesterday it was carry on. So carry on. Just kind of push through, even though the energies are going to seem somewhat fractured and discombobulated. Just focus. That was a big theme in yesterday's reading, and I feel like it carries over today to focus and just try to be self-reliant, self-sufficient today, and understand that the frustration is just going to be a part of the energies of today as you hit those limits. Okay? All right. I'm going to cleanse and clear the space, and then I'll pull the tarot. Right, welcome. It's that kind of a day. No worries. All is well. Just take a deep breath through today. Just breathe through today, because the energies are going to be very intense with the full moon. So this is the Enchanted Blossoms deck by Carla Morrow. Let's see what's coming through. Magnificence. Well, that's a beneficial card. So let's see. And that feels to me like there's that optimism, like you just have this magnificent solution to a situation or a problem, and it's just not working. And hope. Okay, so not all is lost. Just remember that this is part of the energies, and it has a, it's necessary to help you clean or help others clean out some energy that is no longer serving with the full moon. That's all about releasing. So, and it could be something that you're not aware of. So just take it one step at a time. Take a deep breath. Focus on what you can address. That when you hit that limit, just kind of redirect, you know, refocus, recalibrate, because recalibration is a big theme in this full moon eclipse. So whatever limit that you hit today, it is intentional for it to be there, because you're not meant to move forward in that. So if you hit a limit, instead of getting frustrated, just recalibrate, redirect, refocus on something else. And it may be that you are going to attempt to do a number of things today and you keep hitting limits. That's okay. You're making small progress in each of those areas. Here's a ring. This is an agreed upon union between lovers. And love. Oh my. We definitely have energies of relationships here. Something to do with a couple. And it feels like this is kind of, maybe that's where the energy really releases. Instead of all of these tangible things that you're trying to do, the practical things that you're trying to do with that Saturn in Pisces energy, instead of that, maybe it just needs to be about love today. Maybe it's about emotional work. Okay, we have the Ace of Wands in the reverse. King of Swords, Libra energy. Libra about balance in relationships. High Priestess. That's all about the moon. The High Priestess card is ruled by the moon. So we have the Sun. It's a Leo energy. Two major arcanas and a king. Pretty powerful reading. Then we have the Emperor in reverse. That's Aries energy. So, wow, we got three major arcanas. We got the Ace. This is the Ace of Wands. This is where you're hitting the limits. Ace of Wands is all about inspired action. And we have from the Moonology deck with Yasmin Bolin that this is take inspired action. And today, as you start trying to take this action, you're going to start to see those limits. But after the full moon lunar eclipse, I think things will be more liberated. However, this is a time to really just focus on what can you do. And even if you hit the limit, it may be that you're just not meant to move forward in that. And so don't get frustrated, just redirect. But in this relationship, this is a really this is a potent reading about this love and hope and magnificence. I mean, this is all beautiful relationship energy, but I'm feeling something. And I'm feeling something that is, there's a grappling energy. So let me try to unpack this for a minute. The Emperor in reverse is somebody not really taking action. The Emperor is all about mastery and authority and sovereignty. And I feel like there's a challenge here with this self-reliance energy. Maybe you don't believe in yourself, or maybe somebody doesn't. As far as a relationship is concerned, we have the Emperor and the High Priestess. There's a misalignment here, and we also have the King of Swords. The High Priestess is all about awareness and wisdom and intuition and connectedness. But I think the disconnect is coming with a masculine energy, with not being at that point of mastery. I feel like that the masculine energy is overthinking, and they're stuck in thought. They're not really taking action, because this is Aries energy, and Aries are usually very active. But with the Ace of Wands in the reverse and the Emperor in the reverse, there's no action here. And I think that's where the frustration is you don't feel like um, the masculine is really working on the relationship, or maybe not taking the next step. There's a block there. But we have the sun, and this is beautiful energy. So underneath, I mean, what's being visible, I think, in the 3D right now is that somebody you're connected to is not really making the moves. They're not really moving the relationship forward, maybe not a proposal, and that's a little frustrating for you. So we get to this point where you just need to be in kind of your soul self, your sovereignty. I'm hearing somebody breaks a date, an important date, and you just feel like that's an ominous thing, but it's really not. It's really legit. Let's say they called and said, my car broke down, and you're like, oh yeah, but legit it did. I don't know. Let's pull some more, because there's something here I can't quite ferret out. My energy is discombobulated today. Here's the 10 of Cups. King of Wands under the King of Swords. The Empress. Holy. Death. And then the World. Look at all the major arcanas. Talk about intense. This is all about that full moon. All right, so the Empress card. Let's just take them one at a time. This is Earth energy, Taurus, Venus. This is the feminine. This is the understanding. This is just kind of that, she walks in the world and knowing that her job is creation, and sometimes it feels as though she's alone and isolated because the Emperor is not showing up. Then we have this King of Wands. This is more Aries energy. We got Aries, Libra. You may be having a masculine that's Aries, Libra. I think here is he's kind of stuck in thought. The masculine is just kind of, they're at this stuck point. Like they can't, that's that limit coming in. It's just not meant to move forward right now. But then we get this King of Wands. He's all about action. Now the interesting thing about both of these kings is they are sitting down. They're not really up and engaged. Then we have this 10 of Cups. Here we have the Ace of Wands in the reverse, the 10 of Cups here. And it's Cups energy is, this is Pisces energy, and that is that Saturn in Pisces. I feel like this is kind of like a long-term commitment, a marriage. There's something about family here that's coming through. Deep family ties here. And then we have the Death card. That is Scorpio energy ruled by Pluto. This is all about transformation, the ending of a cycle, or some change coming. And then we have the World card, which is also ending. This is all about completions and balancing, and success and fulfillment. So all in all, this is going to work out well. But I can't really get a clear picture of what exactly is going on in this relationship. It feels like the masculine is just kind of stuck, or they are experiencing some sort of limit or blockage. Maybe it's money, maybe it's time, maybe it's indeed the car broke down. Something is keeping them from moving forward in this relationship. I feel like this has to do with family, like there is a family involved. There's a deep family ties here. But we also have this Empress who is not afraid to just kind of persevere through on her own, although she feels kind of left out, maybe isolated. There's just something. I can't put my finger on the energy that I'm reading, and I'm not able to pull it out from these cards. There is some sort of cycle ending, and I think that's why there's a limit here in the relationship moving forward, because this cycle has to end first. Something about this lunar eclipse, in order to move on to the new chapter, something has to be released. And we saw that in yesterday's reading. And once it's released, things can move forward. But here's the Nine of Swords. I feel like the feminine's feeling pretty anxious. Maybe haven't heard from this masculine. This communication doesn't seem to be moving forward. Seems like there's not a lot of communication about what's going on. You're kind of left open-ended. Like, seriously, like somebody just stood you up for a date. But this is a long-term relationship. So you're kind of, what in the world? There's a Wheel of Fortune. There's a lot of major arcana here. That's that Jupiter energy. But remember, that's opposition. It's squaring. So it's going to be the limit. And this is something that's necessary. There needs to be some energy that clears out with the eclipse before this can move forward. So just, you know, kind of go it alone today. Don't feel like you need to solve this problem, even though you're like, hey, maybe I'll just go over there and confront them. Not really the best idea. There's the Knight of Wands. See, there it is. There's where you're like, I'm just going to go over there. The best thing to do is realize that everybody else is experiencing all of these energies, and there is a limit. People are starting to feel that they can't move forward, and it's not just you. This is a general read, so it's them as well. This masculine does not feel like he can move forward right now in this relationship because of some situation or limit that he is experiencing. He being energy, not gender. But ultimately, I feel like this is going to be a really good outcome, but something has to clear out with this full moon eclipse before it can move forward, because there is a change. We've got the World card, the Wheel of Fortune card, and the Death card. I mean, that means this is going to undergo I'm hearing the word demolition. Something has to be demolished. But then there's going to be not just a reconstruction, but a renovation. Like, this relationship is going to be renovated in some way because of this situation. And that has to start in the new cycle. So until then, this full moon eclipse is just kind of putting that, you know, putting a pause, a hold on everything right now so that it can move forward in the new cycle, and all of this old energy needs to clear out. Let's do bottom of the deck. There's the Queen of Swords. This is just kind of my suggestion. Don't go with really confrontational energy. Don't, you know, do the, especially if this is a new relationship that could lead to a really deep commitment. Don't go like blocking them. Don't go, you know, just know this is part of the energy, and see what happens after the full moon lunar eclipse. That's what I have for you. All right, friends. I hope this was helpful. If it was, please consider liking this video. If you'd like more daily updates on the astrology and the tarot about the energies you may be experiencing, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. If you want to hit the notification bell, that gives you a good indication of when I post these videos so that you get a heads up so that you can respond instead of react. This is Elle wishing you well. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope you have a wonderful day, and until the next time I see you, namaste. Thank you so much for your likes, your subscribing to my channel, and your very kind comments. I hope you found this video helpful. Please check out my other videos for other messages that will help you enhance your spiritual well-being. I'm Elle, and I hope you have a wonderful day, and I look forward to seeing you again. Until then, my dear friends, namaste.